Welcome everyone to Cops Coliseum in Hamilton, where today we start to crank up the Canada Cup fever. It's Team Canada 91 versus the Soviet Union in a pre-tournament game. I'm Bob Young. I'll be providing the play-by-play. Joining me in the booth is Paul Green. And Paul, 1991's tournament, a lot of question marks. Should be very exciting for the hockey fans.
That's right, Bob. Exhibition play or not today, I'm looking for a good game when these two teams get together. Kind of a new era for the Soviets, they're calling it. Gone is the famous KLM line of Krutov, Larionov, Makarov. Fedosov is not here, but Sergei Fedorov is, and the Russians should have quite a team this year also.
A couple of new faces in Team Canada's lineup as well.
That's right, Bob. We'll start off with who's not here. Mario Lemieux, Mark Messier, Ray Bourque, Andy Moog, Cam Neely, Mark Recchi, Grant Fuhr. But we do have some good ones here. Eddie Belfour, Bill Ranford, both in goal. They're seeing their first Canada Cup action. Scott Stevens on defense, Steve Smith. Forwards, Adam Oates, Steve Eisenman, Thurin Fleury. We're going to have a good team this year.
And a good game this afternoon as we face off. Gretzky loses the face-off. The Soviets clear it down into Team Canada's end, and we've got an icing right off the bat. Start with our goaltenders in net for Team Canada. Bill Ranford played with Edmonton last year, a record of 27, 27, and 3, 3.20 goals against. And down at the other end, his counterpart, number 30, Alexei Margin, an average of 2.41 for Spartak. Not a bad average, Paul, but a lot of people are saying the Russians may be weak in net this year.
That's right, Bob. Who is Alexei Margin? A 1.25 goals against average at the 1990 Izvestia attorney. A young goalie. We'll see what he can do here.
Out on the face-off, Dale Hawerchuk wins the puck back to Larmer. Larmer tries to get it, and he trips Kristich. Puck goes over to the blue line, and we've got a call to hold up the play with 19:49 gone, just 10 seconds gone in the game. Team Canada, it's kind of hard to say who's going to be here and who's not. We still have a week to go before the tournament starts, but a couple of cuts made overnight. Still have Gretzky, though. I mean, that's got to be our key in any game.
Right, Bob.
Look at Gretzky and get Eric Lindros on the ice. He'll be out there this afternoon, so see what Big Eric can do against one of the best teams in the world. Al Mackinnis with the puck now at the blue line. Turns, feeds to Stevie Larmer. Larmer circles at center ice, looks for someone to pass to, dumps it in. Hawerchuk goes after it. Motkov now with the puck behind the net, fires it off the boards. Can't get it out. Smith, a shot, just misses the corner. Kristich goes after it. Team Canada keeps it in at the blue line. Kristich is hit again. Stevie Larmer now out in front of Gretzky. Shoots, score! Wayne Gretzky! First minute of play, and Team Canada takes a 1-0 lead.
Just a beautiful setup by Steve Larmer there, Bob, feeding it to Gretzky. And Gretzky walks his way around the Soviet goalie, Alexei Margin, and puts it up easy. And here we see the play developing in the Soviet zone. Larmer battling with at the boards with the puck. Sends it out to Gretzky in front, around Marine in the net. Easy as pie. 1-0
for Team Canada. Let's listen in. 38 seconds into the first period. Team Canada takes the lead, and out at center ice now for Team Canada, big number 88, Eric Lindros. And let's see what he can do against the Soviets. A lot of these guys remember him from the junior championships. It's dumped in. Shane Corson goes after it. A big tough lineup for Team Canada today. Corson with a puck to Lindros, and he just missed the shot. It's cleared out by the Soviets. Here's Korolev. He blasts it, and Ranford makes a save off into the corner. Korolev picks it up. Coffey's dropped his stick out in front. The Soviets are buzzing down in the Team Canada end now. Zitnik, he gets hammered in there by big number 88, Eric Lindros. The crowd loves it. A good crowd on hand at Cops Coliseum this afternoon. Lindros takes another one into the boards. And here's number 11, Korolev with the puck. Loses it, Dejardin up the boards. Corson just fires it down the ice, and we're going to have another icing. A good showing, Paul, by number 88. He's got this crowd cooked.
What a shift, Bob. Kind of reminds you of number 66, doesn't he? Same size, big, out there crashing on the boards. A great start for Eric Lindros.
I think every hit he can just start adding up the money in the bank. A couple more thousand each hit, you know.
Where's Eric going to end up?
Who knows? He's just waiting till the end of this series to see what kind of paycheck he can pull out here. Out on the face-off now, we've got number 16, Galchenyuk, and he's out there for the Soviets against number 12. That's Adam Oates. Puck goes into the corner. Oates after it, trying to dig it out. Number 26, Zemnov, gets it out to one of his fellow Soviets, and it's off the boards. Robitaille down the ice now. A race for it. Mironov shoots it up out of the zone. And a hook there, and a penalty coming up to Team Canada. A bit of a dive there by Lomakin, but managed to get the penalty as referee Paul Stewart hands out the first minor penalty of the game.
To Luke Robitaille there, Bob, and you don't like those penalties around center ice, the neutral zone. Bad spot to take a penalty.
So we've got Galchenyuk out on the forward line. Д.Миронов. Lomakin's out there. Familiar name to Team Canada fans.
Bit of firepower there.
Zamnov on the wing. And Melikov on the points. Out for Team Canada, Oates with Yzerman. Oates gets the draw, comes back, goes over to the far side. Number 14. Д.Миронов shoots it off the boards, comes back to the point. He gets it at the point again, out in front. Scramble in front, and they can't find it, and it's kicked off to the side. The Soviets setting up now on the power play. Goes to number 19, Lomakin. Back to Melikov, a wrist shot, and he can't get it through the crowd as Stevie Yzerman will blast it down the ice. With 1:33 left in the penalty to Team Canada. Here comes Grettzky on the power, or the penalty killing unit. He's out there with a familiar name, Brent Sutter. And Grettzky almost had a breakaway, but he was going the wrong way, and the Canadians fired back down the ice. Filimonov with the puck now. Circles. Over to Fedorov, a familiar name for NHL fans. Detroit Red Wings.
Had a great season.
Joined this team the other day. Bit of controversy. We'll talk about that later with that setup. Back on the point, a shot. Ränford, open net. The Soviets can't get it in. Fedorov and Grettzky will dump it down the ice. Kravchuk now with the puck over to number 24. Prokhorov. He's hit in the boards. That's Tokket out there. Team Canada beefed the lineup up today. They've got Roberts and Tokket on the ice now. Sets it up, back on the point. That's number 6, Filimonov. A shot. Goes wide of the net. Fedorov back on the point. A shot. Ränford doesn't know where it is. They score! Prokhorov put it in. Ränford lost sight of it.
A bit of a scramble in front of the net there. Ränford did lose sight of the puck, and the Soviets capitalized.
Let's check it out on the replay. A bit scrambly there.
You see the play developing here, and Prokhorov puts in the rebound past Bill Ränford.
So it's a 1-1 hockey game. At 16:41, the Soviets tied things up. So Prokhorov ties it up for the Soviets, and we're back into first period action at Cops Coliseum. Steve Larimer with the puck, can't do anything with it, passes back to Mackinnis. Mackinnis looks for somebody to hit. It's Hawerchuk. Hawerchuk pulled down, and a penalty coming to the Soviets. A shot! Oh, Mackinnis blasted it. And Martin made a beautiful save. And the whistle goes.
Marine must have been thinking, oh no, it's Al Mackinnis. What a shot from point-blank range. Oh, he can sure shoot it.
We remember the red-white game where Mackinnis blasted one off Riando's face mask, cracked it, and almost knocked him out.
Felt sorry for Vince on that one. Sergei Fedorov making his presence felt already. He got an assist on that goal by the Soviets for Prokhorov. Sergei had a great year for the Detroit Red Wings. His first year in the NHL, ended up second in Rookie of the Year voting to Chicago goalie Ed Belfour.
So Team Canada on the power play. Kovalenko in the penalty box, or hooking penalty. Hawerchuk, Larmer, and Grettzky up front with Smith and Mackinnis on the points. Some good shots there on the points. Let's see how they set it up. Mackinnis with the puck off the boards. And he keeps it in, fires it over the glass, so the puck will come out over the blue line.
Nice looking power play unit there, Bob. Hawerchuk, Grettzky, Mackinnis on the point.
Not bad.
Some firepower there.
A lot of NHL general managers would like that.
Yeah, I'll take that one.
The idea, of course, get Mackinnis with that blistering shot at the point and try to get the other guys like Larmer and Grettzky to pick up the rebound in front. See what happens. Canada shoots it in. That's number 23. Zidnik goes after it. He blasts it around the boards. It goes out, and the Team Canada players have to come back into their own zone to set things up. Mackinnis with the puck now. Larmer goes in front of the net. Mackinnis hangs on over to Larmer. Larmer shoots it into the opposite corner. Grettzky has it on the rebound. Drops it in front to Hawerchuk, but he couldn't control it. Soviets try to get a handle and finally get it out over the blue line. And they're dangerous. Here's number 12. That's S.Fedorov. Took a bit of a dive, and Paul Stewart wasn't going to go for that one. I think one dive a game is about all we give them. Larmmer dumps it. He tries to dump it in. Offside on the play, and they dump it out again. And the second unit for Team Canada's power play comes on the ice. And it's shot up, and Smith tries to get it over to Stevie Yzerman. Yzerman with Oates. Good combination. Dejardin back on the point. Comes back to Oates. Wide open. Oh, a nice play by number 4. That's Malikov to break up that play. Eric Dejardin hoping to make this team for the Montreal Canadiens. Yzerman, he can't control it. Then he gets it back on his skates. And over to Coffey now. Paul Coffey, one of the fastest skaters, probably the fastest skater in the NHL. Saw that at the All-Star game, Paul, when he won that competition.
That's right.
Surprised the old man could still do it.
He's still fast.
Yzerman tries to dump it up the middle. It's taken off Lomakin's stick and shot down the ice.
Didn't know if Paul Coffey would be here, Bob, but it's nice to see him on the team.
He's back from his broken jaw in the playoffs, and we didn't have him on the point. I wonder what we do in the tournament. Much needed player there. And 9 seconds left, and the Soviet penalty. Puck comes out over the blue line. So the Soviets have killed this one off. Eric Dejardin playing some pretty good hockey. Yzerman now with Oates. Back to Yzerman, goes back to Coffey on the point. Yzerman looks for someone to pass it to. It's the circle out in front. Dejardin came in from the point but couldn't control it. And Fedorov has the puck now. He dumps it around. It's up to Pavlenko. Tries to cut around Dejardin, but the young Montreal Canadian holds him off. And the Team Canada players come back to help out. Team Canada tries to get it out. Butseyev shot on net. Ränford steers it across the ice. Nice hit by Tinordi there. Team Canada has to start to throw the weight around a bit, Paul, I think, to get some of these Soviets off balance.
Looking for a bit of muscle there on defense. Who better than Mark Tinordi?
Well, Lemieux gave the puck up, but the Canadians managed to get it back. There's Oates, and they're fighting for the puck with 2 Soviets. Butseyev got a good shot. He tries to get it through, and Ränford makes the 6. Another shot, and he missed by a mile on that one. Canada a bit scrambly out on the ice right now, Paul. They're all over. Just have to settle down and set things up as Ränford gives the puck off to Butseyev again. Oates slams him into the boards, and Canada just shoots the puck down the ice.
It sure looks like pre-tourney hockey. I don't think we're going to see this when the tournament starts for real.
Let's hope not. Corson now brings it in over to Sutter. Corson on the rebound. A shot. Lemieux just couldn't get a good shot on it, and a nice save by Meehan. And here's number 11. That's Korolev dumps it in. Al Mackinnis goes back, jumps over his stick. Sutter looks, a wide pass. Goes to Roberts. Roberts tries to hit Tokket. Tokket fights off his man with the puck, scoops it in with one hand behind the net. There's that Sutter guy. Remember him from the last tournament. One of the grinders on this team, but one of the leaders as well. Out in front, Roberts! Quick pocket set up. Gary Roberts.
Nice goal there, Bob, by Roberts. Soviet goalie Marьin had no chance to stop that one.
Say what you will about Roberts. The guy just keeps scoring. He likes his Coliseum. 3 goals last time he was here.
And we're going to see the replay coming up here. Rick Tokket behind the net, out in front of Roberts, and it's in the net upstairs.
So it's 2-1 Team Canada leading in the first period of this exhibition game. This is the Labatt Canada Cup on TV Hamilton Cable 14. We're at the 12:20 mark of the first period. Looks like we're in for a wide open game. Play a bit scrambly in this first period. Lomakin intercepts the puck. Zemnov goes after it. Roberts gets it for Team Canada, shoots it out. Lomakin now, always dangerous. He'll dump it in. It'll take the Soviets a while, Paul, to get things going. They got a lot of new players out there who've never played. It's not like they have the big line again.
Yeah, it's a short time to bring a team together for a tournament like this, but we've seen them do it in the past, and I'm sure they'll be able to do it again.
Puck shot out to Lomakin. Here's number 16, Galchenyuk. Lomakin will fire it in. We've got an offside.
Teaming of Claude Lemieux, it was funny, Mike Keenan saying he's getting under everybody's skin on the team.
That's right. That's what he's there for. We could have a pretty good line if you put Fleury with Lemieux and somebody else like Tokket or somebody like that.
Talk about a pesky line.
For sure.
Drive you nuts.
Fedorov tried to hit number 24, Prokhorov, but he just couldn't get it on his stick, and Team Canada picks it up. Larmer behind the net now. Larmer up to Grettzky. Grettzky just brings it in offside, and we have a face-off outside the blue line with 11:02 left in the first period. Team Canada leading it by a score of 2-1.
Pretty good action, Bob, for summertime hockey. Seems a little early to be in here, but we're having a good time.
I know the Soviets have been training over in the Soviet Union, but with all the things that went on this past week back in their homeland, and will they come and won't they come sort of thing, I guess this is a good way to get the cobwebs out of their legs tonight. They have to put all that behind them now. Things are back to normal back home, and now they've got some players like Fedorov here in the lineup. Bure's on his way over to play in this tournament. They get their heads on right. I'm sure they're going to be.
Here we see Kovalenko.
Great wrist shot.
Had it shut down perfectly, playing the angles.
Used to be in the old days, Paul, Red Army dominated this team. Now there's a lot of players from Dynamo and a lot of players from the NHL now.
It's a fair mix now. Red Army, they tied for third last season over in the Soviet Union, so maybe that's why, too. They're spreading the wealth around in the Soviet Union as far as players now.
Lindros out there now with Corson and Claude Lemieux. Al Mackinnis and Stevie Smith on defense. Mackinnis tried to shoot it up center ice, and it's picked up by Smith. Keep an eye on Lindros. Cuts into the middle. Corson goes after it. Hamilton fans know about Shane Corson, and Lindros. Oh, nice. He was checked nicely by Motkov there. It's tipped in, a high shot. Roberts goes for the net again, tries to pick up his second goal of the night. Here come the Soviets. It's number 12, Kadyrov. He couldn't control it. He picks it up, though, on the rebound. Nice hit in there. And Team Canada starts to throw their weight around now. Tokket. He can do it. Oh, nice pass. Roberts shoots. Save. Margin makes a nice save. Team Canada keep it in, and Roberts goes after it again. Tries to hit 23. Zidnik. Sutter tries again. This is a checking line. Tarayanov now with the Washington Capitals. He'll get a wrist shot. A nice shot, just missed the top corner. And Team Canada touches it, and a penalty coming up.
Happened down in the Soviet end there.
And I think it's Sutter going to the penalty box. That's quite a checking line there, Paul. It was Sutter, Tokket, and Gary Roberts.
That is quite a line.
Three of the toughest guys in the NHL.
They can make a cough up the puck, that's for sure. And Rick Tokket getting the penalty there.
So the Soviets go on the power play with 8:49 left in this first period. Team Canada leading 2-1.
Rick Tokket throwing his weight around there. The call is charging 2 minutes. So we'll see if Team Canada can kill off this penalty.
So we've got Galchenyuk, Lomakin, and Zamnov out on the forward line for the Soviets on this power play. Team Canada tries to get it out. Grettzky out there. Nice play, and Grettzky tries to tie up his man, comes back to the point. Open net, Soviets couldn't get it in. That was number 26, Zamnov. And Canada clears it down the ice. Another tough situation there, Paul. They just got out in time.
Got to clear that front of the net. Always seems to be a problem for us.
Grettzky and Hawerchuk on the penalty killing unit. 1:32 left in the penalty to Tokket. Puck shot in. Hawerchuk spins, can't get it out, and a break. Here's Grettzky one-on-one with Melikov. Grettzky makes a nice move, but Tinordi is no forward, and he thought he better get back and just stay in his own end.
Get back on defense, Mark.
Here's Zamnov now. Shoots it around the boards. Lomakin goes after it. Larmер gets it out over the blue line. Almost picked up there by Stevie Yzerman. And too many men on the ice. And the linesman is going to call it. Player coming off, touched the puck, and his replacement was already on the ice, so even things up with 1 minute left in Team Canada penalty.
That's one of those penalties you never like to take.
Victor will be a little upset about that one. You find that it's like the old baseball play. You're close to second base, you're close to the bench, you hop off, the other guy hops on. Some guys get caught, and they got caught there.
I'm sure Victor will blame that one on one of his assistants.
Of course.
Speaking of assistants, Bob, just a great lineup this year for Team Canada. Pat Burns, Brian Ryan Sutter, Tom Webster, and Tom Watt. What better support does Mike Keenan want with those 4 great brains?
That's for sure. On the bench tonight is Tom Watt along with Keenan. And I'm sure they'll switch that up when they get into a few more exhibition games. And just different coaches pick up different things. So, 4-on-4 right now.
Should open up the ice a bit here.
That's right. I'm sure you'll see Grettzky out there pretty soon. Stevie Larimer out there now with Yzerman. Pretty good forward combination. Prokhorov now back to Kravchuk. He's watched by Larimer. That's number 6, Filimonov. Kinnis is taken out of the play. Filimonov gets it over the blue line, shoots it back behind the net. Prokhorov goes after it, but Ränford came out and stopped the puck. Stevie Larimer now over to Yzerman. Yzerman couldn't control it. Smith through the legs to Steve Yzerman. He's racing for the puck. Nice play to Mackinnis. Offside on the wing with Steve Larimer.
Just a little too eager to get in there.
Just a little too eager, that's right. 20 seconds left in Tocket's penalty, and we have 1:22 left in the penalty to Kozlov for the Soviet Union.
Fans might notice a change, Bob. The blue crease there.
You like that?
Net.
Looks good on TV.
I like it. It looks very nice.
Well, Alan Eagleson says he expects between 150 to 200,000 people to attend the Canada Cup games in Canada and the U.S. We got 3 games this year in the States. In Pittsburgh, Detroit, and Chicago. Hockey hotbeds, especially Pittsburgh now with the Stanley Cup.
That's right.
So should be some good games down there. Team USA expected to do well in this tournament. Although they've lost some guys, I think they still have guys like Hull and Roenick and LaFontaine. Should make them entertaining to watch. Kasatonov now with the puck. It's for someone to pass to. Over to Kovalenko. Kovalenko. Larimer still on the ice from last shift, and Larimer falls down, can't control the puck. Kovalenko looks for someone to pass to. Kasatonov can't get it. Manages to get it to Butseyev. And Eric Dejardin picks it up with Grettzky. Team Canada now on the power play. Larimer. Nice move out in front, and Tokket couldn't get control. He was on his backhand. And the Soviets shoot it out to center ice. Paul Coffey with Eric Dejardin, and the coaches have been very impressed with Eric's play. Surprising, you know, Montreal Canadian, a young fellow out there trying to make this team.
Good young defenseman, Bob. He looks like a real tiger out there.
Gretzky now looking. Couldn't get his shot away. It's blocked by Kasatonov, and it's shot down the ice with 6:13 left in the period. 24 seconds left in the penalty to Kozlov.
Not much of a power play so far today for Team Canada. They seem to be running around a lot.
Still with 6 or 7 guys to cut. You know, you've got to try some guys and give them a chance to make the team. Robitaille goes after it. I'm sure he'll be on the team. To Grettzky, and Grettzky tried to pop it in on the top corner off the goaltender's sweater. Whoa! Tinordi had Seamak lined up from the blue line, and Seamak just saw him at the last second. Tinordi, a big, strong defenseman, really proved himself in the Stanley Cup final.
He'll be kind of a wild card to make the team.
I think they'll give him a shot. He's a big, strong kid. Here's Eric Lindros now. Off the boards. Oates to Murphy. Lindros cracking up in the middle. It's like a truck going full speed. A nice hit in there, and he just cranked Д.Миронов. That's 3 he's hit. Zemnov cuts through the middle, and he's hooked. No penalty. And Paul Stewart is getting wise to the Russians. Lemieux out there now. Corson after it. This looks like it's going to be a line with Lemieux and Corson and Lindros.
I like that line.
Could be a good one.
Size and power. And
2 hard-checking players and a big scorer.
Guys that can score. What more do you want?
Of course, Eric threw a nice check. That's 3 he's thrown tonight already.
Looks like a man with a mission. Wants to prove something here. Earlier games, fans have been booing Eric for some reason. I guess his indecision over going to Quebec. But no boos here today.
Well, they started to boo him in Montreal, then he popped a couple of goals, and all of a sudden he was the hero. He's on our side now. So
the boos changed to cheers very quickly.
He's got to go over that fence, just like Grettzky had to do early in his career.
He's a great kid.
Another tough line out there, Sutter, Tokket, and Gary Roberts. Roberts has a goal already. Back to Dejardin. Penalties up now. Roberts always seems to be in the right spot at the right time. Filimonov with the puck. He gets hit into the boards and loses it. Coffey fires it around, but it's stopped behind there. The Soviets try to bang away at it. That's number 9, Kozlov. Soviets with the puck. Intercepted by Murphy up to Tokket. Sutter goes after it. Gets hit in there by number 6, Filimonov. Kratchuk, he'll dump it in, and we've got an icing. And we've got a penalty to Luc Robitaille coming up as well.
Second one of the day for Luc. Luc's throwing his weight around out there. We don't see that too much during the regular season.
That's for sure, yeah.
He's more of a finesse player.
He's got guys like Marty McSorley and those kind of guys out there in LA, so he doesn't really have to throw his weight around, but I guess he wants to make this team, and this is probably one of the most competitive Team Canada camps they've ever had, with 50 some odd players invited. Some players like Pat Verbeek very upset that they got cut, but the competition is so strong.
A lot of the guys wanted to make the team. You mentioned one name there, Marty McSorley. I talked to him a couple of weeks ago. He was just thrilled to be invited, really wanted to make the team, and it's too bad he got cut. Must throw his weight around too.
He said his career really turned around when they put him on defense in LA. He was just sort of known as a goon, and now he was a pretty good defenseman last year. Grettzky said he should have been in the All-Star game, and he was.
He was, yeah. He can score you the odd goal and throw his weight around, as I said.
So Team Canada shorthanded again. With 4:22 left in the first period, they lead it 2-1. Both teams have looked a little scrambly on the power play. Nobody can really set up. Kасatонов with the puck now. Over to Butseyev. Up to Motkov. Butseyev goes for the net. He's got it. Nice save by Ränford. Stayed with the play. As Oates clears it to Yzerman, and Yzerman just dumps it down the ice. Mackinnis deciding whether to go for it. And Grettzky will fire it back down the ice.
Not the way to run a power play.
Christish now with the puck. Seamack. Soviets look very unorganized today, Paul. They're all over the ice.
They can't do much at all on the power plays.
Grettzky intercepts the puck. Back to Smith, and Smith will just dump it down with 1:07 left in the penalty to Luc Robitaille.
Should give some credit to Team Canada, though. They are killing the penalties very good.
Well, that's something we've learned over the years, is to have a good penalty killing unit. Get the guys who can check. It's an important part of your team. Special teams, like in football, are very important in hockey. Here's a shot. Yzerman has a chance now. Seamack beats him to the puck. Murphy, he'll dump it in as Stevie Y clears the zone. It's number 21. Seamack with the puck. Up to number 12. Kadyrov. Kadyrov being checked by Tinordi, and Tinordi wipes him out. And Team Canada shoots it back down the ice. Soviets look a little slow, Paul. That must be that plane trip and the...
Yeah, they're trying to mesh as a team.
You can just see they're a step behind what they usually are. Nice play out in front. And that was Korolev. Tried to get it to his partner out in front, and once again, he just couldn't get a stick on it. Team Canada shoots it down. 12 seconds left in the penalty to Luc Robitaille. Tarayanov fakes his shot. It was over to number 16, Galchenyuk. Galchenyuk circles around. Tries to shoot it across the crease, and he couldn't get it. Now Team Canada out of the box. Lindros, nice pass up the middle. Couldn't hit Luc Robitaille. Coffey checks his man and drops him to the ice.
Some rough going here today.
Dejardin clears it over to Luc Robitaille. Intercepted by Lomakin. Over to Galchenyuk, but Eric Lindros intercepts it. Makes a nice move to get around his man. Mironov around the boards. Coffey intercepts. Gets it back at the point. Tries to shoot it in again. Here comes Lomakin. Up there was Zamnov. Lomakin, a nice try out in front. He's checked in there nicely by Lindros. Off the boards it goes. Robitaille. Here's Eric Lindros now breaking down. 1-on-2. Shot from the point just misses as he hits to the bench. Team Canada makes a full-scale change. Tokket comes out on the ice. Intercepted nicely there by Sutter. If he touches it, it'll be offside. Sergei Fedorov with the puck. Nice move to get over the blue line. Mackinnis watches him, though. It goes out to Roberts. Cuts through the middle. Fights off his check. Roberts still going after it. Kravchuk watches him. There's Sutter in there as well with Fedorov. They dig for it. No whistle yet, and finally Paul Stewart calls the play with 49 seconds left in this first period. Good intermission coming up. Gareth Bond is down in the intermission studio. He's got a couple of frontline players to talk to. Mr. Grettzky will be there, and Scott Stevens, the St. Louis Blues.
Sounds good, Bob. Old 99.
Look forward to that. Team Canada now would like to get another goal with about 49 seconds left in this first period. Murphy on the point with Tinordi. Two opposites in the playoffs, now on the same team.
Must be tough. You know, you don't get along with a guy all season, yet then you have to play with him.
We'll see what happens when Ulf Samuelsson comes over. He made a lot of friends in the playoffs. Hawerchuk now can't keep it in. 40 seconds left in the period. Soviets come down for one more kick at the cat, and Ränford just controls it. Tinordi around the boards to Hawerchuk. And there's Stevie Yzerman. Loses control, though, at the blue line. Kravchuk shoots it over. Kozlov out to Fedorov. Larry Murphy intercepts at the blue line. One more chance for Canada here, too. Back to Yzerman. Oh, nice move by Stevie Boy, but he got hit there by Filimonov. And Fedorov is checked with 10 seconds left in the first period. And it's passed ahead with the glove, so we'll have a whistle with 6 seconds left.
Not a bad first period, very entertaining. And both these teams are only going to get better. That's right. Team Canada got off to a great start. 38 seconds in. Grettzky from Larimer, and a beautiful goal as Larimer just set up Grettzky all alone in front. And Wayne has a problem sometimes, though, when he's all alone on a breakaway or something. A lot of times he misses. He'd rather just set people up, I think. Or score those tough goals. He's always been told he doesn't shoot enough. He doesn't. He did one year, though. There's Sutter now in the face-off. And Murphy will just take his time with 3 seconds left in the, or Dejardin, excuse me, dumps it down the ice. And after 20 minutes of play, we have Team Canada in front of the Soviet Union by a score of 2-1. And Paul, as you said, a little scrambly, and the power play didn't really impress me too much for either team, but maybe just getting used to some of their fellow players. Yeah, and both goaltenders, they look solid. They had a good period. No real tough chances, I don't think, for Ränford. A couple of scrambles here and there, but he made some okay saves, and down at the other end, a few good saves by the goaltender. But a 2-1 hockey game, that seems about right for the first 20 minutes. I think so, and the next two periods, as I say, can only get better. Okay, we're going down to Gareth Bond now in our first intermission as he talks to Wayne Grettzky and Scott Stevens. Gareth?
Wayne Grettzky, captain of the LA Kings and also Team Canada. Good period out there so far, Wayne.
Yeah, it was pretty fast paced for a game that it's only exhibition. There's a lot of body checks, very physical presence out there. We know that that's the way they're going to play. They're a little bit younger hockey club. I think they're a little bit bigger than they were in '87, and consequently they're going to probably be more physical. So we expected that.
How do you expect things to go for the tournament? Are you glad to be back in the Canada Cup format again? And what do you expect from Team Canada?
Well, you know, it's nice to be back and nice playing again. And as far as what we expect out of Team Canada is you know, pretty much what the rest of the public expects for us to win the championship. We got our work cut out for us. Not only do we have the Soviets to contend with in this tournament, but the Americans are very solid. The Swedish team will be strong. The Finns and the Czechs will be the weaker two of the group, but you know, who knows how good or bad they're going to be. So we're in for a tough tournament.
Your role on the team, how do you see it?
Well, I don't think my role has changed much since '87. I'm one of the older guys and one of the guys with most experience, and just got to play hard. And you know, I don't say a whole lot in the locker room. There's other guys that do a lot of talking. My job is to go out there and go about my business and work hard, and that's what I've tried to do throughout the whole tournament.
Is this the last Canada Cup for Wayne Grettzky?
Who knows? I said in '87 that was going to be my last one, and whether or not this is or not, I'm not sure. You know, 4 years goes by. We'll see what happens over the 4 years, and you know, my kids will be a little bit older, and see how you know, what the situation is with my kids and obviously my wife, and at that time I'll make that decision.
Are you enjoying your summer up here in Southern Ontario then with the Argos and with Team Canada?
Yeah, it's been fun. You know, in the past we've had training camps in Edmonton and Montreal and that sort of thing, and it's nice to be in Toronto area. It's my home around here, and you know, obviously with the Toronto Argonauts situation, it's just nice to be around and be close to it. So yeah, it's been very exciting.
Thanks very much, Wayne Grettzky. This is Scott Stevens of the St. Louis Blues, formerly the Kitchener Rangers, and a big free agent signing last year with St. Louis. Welcome to Hamilton, Scott.
Thank you very much.
Scotty, how are your feelings this year compared to the last time in '87 when you were at the Canada Cup?
Well, it's always a feeling of desperation. You know, there's a lot of good hockey players and a lot of good defensemen, and you never know what the coaches are thinking or what they want. So it's every day is a different day, and you just go out there and do your best.
For yourself now, what type of preparation did you have to make before coming into the Cup Series here?
Well, definitely have to work out. They wanted us to come in good shape, and almost everyone came in excellent shape, so it makes it even tougher to pick the team.
I guess some of the cuts were a surprise. One that I can think of offhand is the cutting of Joe Sakic.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so many good quality hockey players. It's a chemistry balance that they're looking for, and you can't have too much of one type of player. And Joe played well, but there's still a lot of good players here, and it's not an easy decision for the coaches. But personally, I think they could almost make two teams that would be equally competitive.
Now, of course, back in 1987, you didn't make the team, but compare this one to that one. How do you think this one's going to stack up to that one?
Well, I think it's going to be very good. Obviously, there's a few big players missing, but I think there's always other players capable of doing the same job and stepping in and picking up the slack. So I think we're very strong this year once again.
What do you expect for yourself?
Just play good, solid defensive hockey, move the puck, be strong defensively. That's probably my biggest asset, and that's what I need to do here.
A lot of players come here, of course, for the summertime, and they say that the effect of the Cup spills over into the regular season. It has a positive or negative effect. How do you feel about that statement?
Well, personally, the last Canada Cup, I didn't make the final cut, but I went on to have my best season in the NHL. So personally, I think it helps myself. I'm kind of a slow starter anyways, and I think it gets me ready for the regular season.
Now let's turn to the St. Louis Blues just for a second. Another free agent signing this year, Brendan Shanahan.
Definitely. Brendan's a good player. He's going to really help us. Big, strong guy. He's good in front of the net in the power play, and he should take some pressure off Brett Hull.
Now, in Hamilton, of course, we're very proud of our building here. We're pushing to see if we can still get an NHL franchise. The Canada Cup has a big effect here. What do you rate as Hamilton's chances at an NHL franchise, and why?
Well, I think it's a great building. I love playing here. It's one of the better buildings. It'd be in the top in the NHL, I think. So there's no problem there, and I think the fans are very excited about hockey here, and they could support a team.
Thanks very much, Scott Stevens.
Well, thanks very much, Gareth. An interesting intermission, Paul, with Wayne Grettzky and Scott Stevens. Some interesting thoughts as we get ready for the second period. Let's go over a quick scoring summary. Wayne Grettzky opened the scoring for Team Canada 38 seconds into the period from Steve Larmer. A nice setup in front of the net. And Prokhorov tied it up about 2 minutes later. Sergei Fedorov set him up on the power play. And then Gary Roberts whacked one in from Rick Tokket, and it's 2-1 for Team Canada.
Bob, Gary Roberts, you mentioned there he has the one goal and lots of other good chances. Very impressed with the play of Gary Roberts so far.
Mostly so far the checking lines have done all the work for Team Canada. Lindros 3 great body checks in that first period. He's definitely got a spot on this team. I mean, you're not going to leave him off it, and he's really warmed up to the crowd. A good crowd on hand at Copps Coliseum. As we get ready for the second period, Grettzky out there with Coffey and Hawerchuk, Larmer, and Eric Dejardin on the point. Butseyev at center ice now for the Soviets. Hawerchuk wins the draw. Coffey has the puck over to Dejardin. Tries to clear it up the middle. Butseyev gets it in his skates. The Soviets keep it back in. Coffey, Larmer in full flight down the boards. Mutkov stopped it. Larmer in and out of the zone. Mutkov around the boards. It's stopped. Dejardin shoots. Nice save as the puck comes out, and I think we've got a holding penalty coming up to number 2, Dmitry Mutkov.
Right away, Team Canada going on the power play. 5 penalties in the first period there. Team Canada taking 3 of them, and the Russians cashing in on one of those power play opportunities. The shots on goal all even at 10 apiece.
That's pretty well the period went in the first period. A little sloppy play, as we said. A couple of nice shots on net. Eric Lindros missed an open net, but he was being checked at that time. Some good play by the line of Lemieux and Corson and Lindros. Might be a good line to watch for in the Canada Cup tournament.
That's a big line. Maybe they'll keep that one together.
On the power play, Team Canada with Hawerchuk, Grettzky, and Larmer. Mackinnis and Coffey on the points. Tarayanov gets it back. Coffey keeps it in. Goes behind the net around the boards. And Larmer has it to Hawerchuk. Back to Larmer. Back on the point to Mackinnis. Coffee has time. Shot. And a nice save by Alexei Margin. And not a bad period for the goaltenders, but as we said, a lot of scrambly play, Paul. Nothing really, no breakaways, things like that, close in.
Yeah, no real great rushes or anything. As you said, the defense on both teams looks a little sloppy in their own end, and they're going to have to clean that up before the tournament starts.
I like to look at this power play, though. A couple of good snipers out there for Team Canada. Of course, the guy who sets them all up, Grettzki, Coffee on the point, and the big gunner, Mackinnis, over on the right side, and he gets the puck now. Shoots it towards the net. Soviets get it. Coffee, a quick pass to Hawerchuk behind the net to Grettzki, and Grettzki can't control it. This is number 21, Simak. He loses it. He's checked there by Grettzki, picks it up again and shoots it to an open wing. Paul Coffey now, lots of speed. Coffey gets hammered, but he was falling at the time. 2-on-1 now. A shot, a nice save, Ränford. And here comes Team Canada. 3-on-2 is the Soviets, actually 4-on-2. Couldn't get the pass to Grettzki. Tarayanov now, a member of the Washington Capitals last season, had a good season with the Caps. And he gets crushed at the boards as Coffey tried to go off the ice. Grettzki now, dipsy doodles, loses it. And it's shot the blue line. It's Ray Scampanello, and it's Lomakin picks it up for the Soviets. 56 seconds left in the Team Canada power play. Steve Yzerman on the ice now. Semnov shoots it down the ice. Bill Ränford will stop it for Larry Murphy. Luke Robitaille up at the forward line with Steve Yzerman. They'll shoot it in. Adam Oates goes for it. Team Canada with possession. They lose it, but they get it back to the point. Smith, a good shot. Nice save out in front. And the Soviets clear it off as Filimonov just shoots it down the ice. Lomakin heads off. On the ice comes Prokhorov. He has the only Soviet goal so far. 22 seconds left in the power play for Canada. Murphy with the puck. It's a spinorama at center ice, but he loses it, and it goes back into the end. And once again, Paul, a scrambly power play here by Team Canada.
Just can't seem to set it up, get behind their own net, and make that rush.
Steve Smith, so the Edmonton Oilers from the boards. It's kept in there. Nice play there by Oates. Oates picks up the pass. Yzerman. Team Canada seems to be going the wrong way in this power play. They can't get it going. Power play is now over. Dejardin at the point, know what to pass to, so he just blasted at a Soviet skate. And here come the Soviets now. Number 3, Kravchuk. He takes a wrist shot, and it goes off Desjardins' stick and up into the crowd with 17:09 left in the second period. Team Canada leading 2-1.
Just a poor power play effort that time. You can't score if you don't have the puck. The Russians were controlling the play.
About 3 or 4 passes in the center ice area, they were going the wrong way. They kept coming back instead of either dumping it in and going after it.
Like we keep seeing these units saying lots of good firepower, but they can't seem to put the puck in the net on the power play.
Well, here's the line that we like, Paul. Lindros with Lemieux and Corson out there, and on the defense we have Paul Coffey and Eric Desjardins.
This is a good Steel Town line.
I like it. Lindros. Kасatонov picks it up, shoots it around the boards. Ränford runs some interference. Corson can't control it. Former Steelhawk. Butseyev now with the puck. Another good skater for the Soviets. Krischek couldn't get it past Desjardins, who picks it up, and he gets hooked in there by Butseyev. Corson. Lindros couldn't get a stick on it. The Soviets still have the puck. Desjardins lost his stick, and Shane Corson comes up with it. Corson now makes the nice move, one-handed pass. Goes to Lemieux, to Lindros. Lindros goes for the net, tried to hit Corson, but he was all tied up in there by number 2, Mutkov. And Murphy will circle at the blue line. Falls down, still has control of it. Here's Lindros now with big reach, and he gets by Kасatонов. Taken out nicely. Lindros still in there. Lemieux misses his man. And Gary Roberts out now. Tinordi up to Sutter, and Sutter shoots it in. There goes Roberts after it. In there, stirring up trouble. He's taken into the boards by Zidnik, and Martin holds it for a face-off. Deep in the Soviet end.
Gary Roberts scoring goals, getting in there, crashing, doing it all today. Eric Lindros on that last rush there just kind of swatted the Soviet, trying to check him. Like, you know, get away from,
Kasatonov.
get away from me.
He's one of the stronger Soviets.
You wouldn't know that Eric is still a teenager.
Apparently he can bench press about 300 pounds. He's 6'5", 215, 220. That's not bad for an 18, 19-year-old. 300 pounds.
He can play football, never mind.
I think so. Well, he's got a size about 19 neck on him. So where do they get equipment big enough for the kid? Now the Soviets come out. That's number 11. 4'11". He gets hammered in there. Beautiful check by Tinordi, and I think Tinordi just made this hockey team with that check.
Right.
You better keep his head up, though, because the Soviets remember these things. Zemnov goes after it. Tinordi and him. And he drops Zemnov. And Mark Tinordi has made a lot of fans here at Coffs Coliseum tonight.
Did anybody get the number of that train?
Keep your head up for that one.
And here we're going to see it on a replay here. Oh, look at that. What a shot.
See it on the replay.
What a shot.
Ooh, checking, counting his teeth on that one, I think. Okay, so far the Team Canada's ahead about 5-1 in body checks. 2-1 on the scoreboard with 15:37 left in the second period. I think they're sending a message to the Soviets right off the bat. Paul, we've got a big team this year, a tough team, and you better keep your head up.
That's right. That's what Mike Keenan says. Difference this year, a lot bigger team, and we're going to try and take the Soviets into the boards as we usually do, and hopefully it's going to pay off with a gold medal this year.
Well, here's that checking line of Sutter, Roberts, and Tokket with Smith and Mackinnis out on the points. Zemnov shoots the puck down the ice. Lomakin goes after it. Mackinnis has a little trouble in the corner. And the puck comes out to the blue line, and Smith takes out his man. Sutter, Soviets remember him, I think, from the '87 Canada Cup. He nailed a few Russians here and there.
Kind of a slow start to the second period here. 15-16 left.
You have to wonder how much you're going to see Grettzky tonight. You've got, you know, he's made the team, and I think Keenan will want to look at some of the other guys and some of the fringe players. Still with about 6 or 7 players to cut before the tournament starts on Saturday.
That's right. 3 defensemen have to go and 6 more forwards. This is where the cuts get pretty tough.
Could be an interesting game for the Soviets on Saturday. They start off with the Czechs in this tournament, and nobody's really talking about the Czechs or the Swedes. And they've got a couple of guys in the NHL right now who could surprise a lot of people. The Czechs always are strong, always give Canada a hard time, because we always look ahead, I think, to the Soviets.
We usually dread that game.
Paul Coffey with the puck now. 15:07 left in this first period. Team Canada leads it 2-1. It's shot back into the Canadian end. Bill Ranford in net for Team Canada today. Hasn't had much work really right now. Corson tried to hit K.Lemьe.
Bringing up the other teams there, Bob, I think one of the unknown quantities is the Finns. Nobody seems to expect too much from them, but who knows? They could give us some trouble. Jari Kurri. They
beat Sweden in a pre-Canada Cup tournament game. Of course, then the Swedes beat the Soviets 4-1 when Kaminsky broke his leg, and they said they were crying foul that Anderson hit him with a cheap shot. But trouble is, we're only about 30 seconds left in the game, and that's the kind of guy you don't want to lose.
That's a tough way to go. Feel sorry for the Nordiques also.
Yeah, that's right.
Him, and he's gone for 3 months.
Marcelo Bou must have been cringing when he heard that news. He'll be back in about 2 months, though, so we'll see what happens there. Gretzky now with the puck. Shot! And a nice save by Martin as he holds off Canada. That's the best scoring chance Canada's had this period. Not much of an angle for Wayne, but you never know when he's shooting where it's going to go. Only he knows.
Marine looks solid on that one, making a nice glove save. And I guess one more team we should mention is the USA. What do we expect from them? A lot of people say it might be Canada, USA final. Who knows?
It's hard to say. As we said, so many question marks. Team USA didn't look that strong in their exhibition series against Canada. In 2 of those games, they went with pretty well their lineup, and one of the games they got blown out. So, I mean, they have a lot of scoring talent. But I think their goaltending might be weak without players like Barrasso and Casey.
A guy named Brett Hull.
Brett Hull. He's there. Kristich now. Nice pass over to Butseyev. Fights for the puck. Adam Oates to Robitaille. Back to Larry Murphy. Tinordi now handed out a crushing body check just minutes ago. Adam Oates races for it. Oates, nice pass to Robitaille. Oates with one hand on the stick, still controlling the play out there. Робitay makes some nice moves, tries to get away from big number 2, Motkov. And it goes behind Yzerman. Stevie Y couldn't pull it in as number 25, Kristich, comes up with it to center ice. Mark Tinordi of the Minnesota North Stars dumps it down the ice. And we've got an icing call with 13:43 left in this second period. Team Canada leading 2-1.
And still looking for our first goal of the second period.
I sort of get the sense something's going to happen. Team Canada's had most of the play this period. I think somebody's ready for a goal here. I just get that feeling. I hope it's not the Soviets. Sometimes they play like that. They lull you to sleep, and then they pop 3 goals, and all of a sudden you're down, you know, 5-2 or something like that. So
and you're saying, what happened?
That's right.
But so far this first period and a half, I think Team Canada has carried the play. They look the better of the two teams.
Andreyevsky now out on the wing, trying to get away from Smith. That's his first action tonight. Smith now with the puck. Couldn't get it over to Lemieux cleanly. Lindros out looking for more bodies, and he takes number 12, Fedorov. Here he comes again. He's got the puck. Nice move. Oh, a beautiful move. Lindros. Oh, backhand and a nice save. I think we just put number 66 in that sweater, and a shot. Ränford. Oh, and he just couldn't get it. It's a Soviet score. Fedorov. How many times do you see that in hockey ball when one team goes down the ice, the goalie makes a great save, and the other team comes back and scores a goal?
Everybody was, and we're going to see this one on the replay.
Hopefully we'll get to see. Oh, there he comes right around. Ränford almost had it in his glove, but he just slipped it under and went in the net. But what a play by Eric Lindros. He's tied up, made a nice move, and still got a good shot on net.
That was like a 1-on-3. He went through 3 guys to get that shot off, and Soviet goalie made a nice save, and then at the other end, Fedorov races down, puts on the Jets, and beats Bill Ränford.
So it's 2-2, and as we said, somebody's getting ready to score a goal, and it was the Soviets. And Team Canada better not fall asleep here, because the Soviets are well known for scoring in bunches. Dejardin fires the puck down into the Soviet end. Canada comes back, a tip on front by Roberts, and a nice save by the goaltender. Canada, Roberts hitting. There's Tokket hitting. Now Sutter has the puck. Out to Tokket. Can't get his stick on it. And here comes number 19, Lomakin. Coffee beats him to the puck. Lomakin still has it, a shot. Nice save by Ränford. Rebound behind the net. Roberts up to Sutter. Team Canada getting ready to make a change. Shot down, breakaway now. Oh, Ränford, a beautiful save on number 9, Kozlov. And Ränford earning his money now. Team Canada breaks back. Korson. Larmer just couldn't control the pass of the Soviets, and things start to pick up now. Everybody sort of found their skating legs, Paul. We got end-to-end action.
What did we say about the Soviets lulling you to sleep?
All of a sudden, they just turned it on. That's why we have players like Grettzky and Coffee on the team. They know the Soviets fairly well, and they know how they score in bunches, so they got to get the younger guys cranked up again.
Crowd trying to get behind the team here.
Larmer takes his man out. Korson goes after it. Grettzky skates over it. Canadian spread out. Larmer looking for someone to hit. Off the boards. That's number 6, Filimonov. Larmer goes after Kravchuk. Gets it in the corner. Here's Lindros looking. He knocks his man down and out front. Hawerchuk backhand and a nice save by Alexei Margin. And once again, Eric Lindros, so far the player of the game for Canada.
There he is, number 88, once again. Dale Hawerchuk had a good chance there. Marine looked good on the save.
They've just given an assist to Butseyev on the second Soviet goal with Seamak.
Some of the fans might remember Seamak, Bob, back in '87. He scored the overtime goal in Montreal in the '87 Cup to give the Soviets a 1-0 lead in the final.
A lot of these names are familiar, like Lomakin and Kасatонov and those kind of players, but there's also some new faces, and this Pavel Bure, when he comes over here, you're going to like him. He's a great hockey player to watch. Just a little guy, but he can move, and he's got good wheels.
Fans are going to like him. Team
Canada now has to watch they don't get sloppy in their own end. Mackinnis Tried to take out number 27, Kovalenko. Kovalenko's lost his helmet. Lemieux lets the puck go by. Here comes Steve Yzerman now on Kasatonov. Hawerchuk just swooping by, but couldn't get the pass from Yzerman. Mackinnis wheels around. It's a nice move. Al Mackinnis keeps going. Big Mackinnis now to Hawerchuk. And offside on the play. Just about the halfway point here in the second period. It'll be interesting to see if they change the goaltenders or not.
Yeah, I think they might, Bob. Maybe give Eddie Belfour a chance there and see the other Russian goalie.
Well, the goalies are more prominent in this period, making some bigger saves, especially down on the Soviet end, where Lindros had some good chances, and Hawerchuk and Grettzky with that, where he walked right in.
Yeah, both teams are turning it up a bit here, turning up the heat.
10:31 left in the second period. Team Canada and the Soviets tied 2-2. This is a Canada Cup game on TV Hamilton Cable 14, and Lindros starting to throw his weight around again. This is number 28, Andreevsev. Dejardin watches him. Shot out in front, back to Zibnik. A nice save by Bill Ränford. Another shot, Seamack. And here comes Team Canada, 3-on-2. One of the players, Larry Lindros, on the play. Shot! Oh, and a nice play by the defenseman to put that puck up in the crowd. Eric was going for the top corner.
Every time you look out there, Lindros is on the ice.
So far, he's got my vote for player of the game for Team Canada. I imagine the rest of the players have to be impressed with his play as well. Can you imagine if Mario was here? What a line that would be. Grettzky, Mario, and Lindros.
Give us the cup right now. I think it's taking a bit of time, but slowly Eric is earning the respect of the other NHL players. He hasn't played a game yet in the NHL, and looks like he sure fits out there.
Well, he certainly earned the respect of the Soviets tonight. He's cracked about 4 of them into the boards. Good, solid body checks. Back to Murphy, a shot out in front, and it's shot down the ice, and we'll have another icing call. No, it's interesting. Alan Eagleson was talking to the media before, and he expects at least 200 million people to watch this Canada Cup on TV, the tournament. But 100 million in the Soviet Union. Of course, they're glued to their TV sets over there. USA, about 8 to 10 million on the Sports Channel America and the other channels down there. And, of course, up here in Canada and the rest of the world. It's going all over the world, to Japan and places like that.
I think slowly this is being recognized as a great international tournament. Funny, Soviet head coach Viktor Tikhonov still calling it a bit second-rate. He says everybody knows who the Olympic champ is, but who is the Canada Cup champ?
Yeah, I think we should ask, well, Victor, why Bure's here, and Fedorov. And a shot by Canada from the point. Nice shot by Larry Murphy. Lomakin with the puck now. Out in front, the shot. Oh, and it goes wide. Lomakin, a little bit tic-tac-toe. A nice save by Bill Ränford off Malikov. Soviets starting to open things up. I think they found their skating legs this period. Lomakin looks for it. It's shot up to center ice. A high shot. Murphy with the puck. Murphy, of course, a member of the '87 Canada Cup team. Played a big role in that game. Here's Tokket looking for his man. Roberts with it now to Tokket. Back in the point. Mackinnis couldn't let it go. Grettzky fans on his shot. Tokket works for it. Still in there fighting with it. Still has it. Tried to get it to Grettzky. Canada keeps it in. And we get a whistle as Gary Roberts freezes it as he's facing the wrong way on the boards.
Gary Roberts once again making his presence felt. Another Russian who's not here is Alexander Mogilny of the Sabres. He's facing a military court action for his outright defection back in '89, so wise to stay away.
I think so. I think so. Well, here's a new line. We have Korson at center now with Grettzky and Steve Larimer. Mike Keenan switching up the lines a bit. Gets so many talented centers that sometimes he has to put some of the Gretzkys and the Yzermans on the wing just to give the other guys a chance to show their stuff.
We do have a lot of good centers. Pierre Turgeon was cut, Buffalo Sabre fame.
That was a surprise, and so was Joe Sakic.
Dave Gagne.
That's how talented this team is. Even without Mario Lemieux and Ray Bourque and players like that, there's still a lot of talented players. on this team. Play now. Corson goes after it. Still has it. Tries to get it over to Grettzki. Grettzki watched in there by Kravchuk. Sergei Fedorov skating around his net. Draws 2 Team Canada players. Grettzki almost picked it up. Kravchuk off the boards, around. Goes to number 6, Filimonov. To Grettzki. Tried to tip it out in front. And Kozlov, a long shot down the ice to Prokhorov. Kozlov, a shot on net offside. With 7:41 left in the second period, a 2-all tie.
Still the same 2 goalies in there, Marьin and Ränford. I don't know if we're going to see the other 2 or not. Hard to say.
Well, with Team Canada down to 3 goaltenders now, they just have one more game in Saskatoon against the Soviets before the tournament Saturday. So maybe they're looking at the backup. Who will be the backup? Maybe Sean Burke. It's hard to say between Burke and Belfour who's going to be the starting goalie.
It's going to be a tough call, but whoever they pick, they can lead us there.
Both of them have international experience with the Olympic teams, and both have played well. I still think Belfour might get the nod just because all the wins last year, the big trophies he won, and
Rookie of the Year,
Chicago Blackhawk, and you know who's coaching the team. Offside at 2-line pass at center ice as Claude Lemieux couldn't grab the puck at his skates.
Things have kind of slowed down here again. Interesting comment from Wayne Grettzky saying, as we said before, the USA could be the team to beat. He says the Soviets' biggest flaw is to match lines and make lineup adjustments. They seem to stick with what they want to go with from the start of the game.
And they also have their 5-man units that they stick with, which is if you don't like to mix and match, Team Canada can throw a lot of combinations at them, which could confuse them a lot during the course of a game.
You have to adjust. That's the key in the game.
Yzerman now goes after it. Lemieux keeps fighting for it. Yzerman picks it up. Out in front, shoots. Oh, a beautiful save by Alexei Margin, and he's proving why he had a 2.14 goals against average in the Soviet League.
He looked sharp today. But right away, he looked behind him. He said, where's that puck? It's under you, Alexei. It's under you.
And Team Canada looking for a penalty there from the person.
And here's the replay.
Yzerman, nice play. And he tried to stick it through the 5-hole there, but Alexei just got his leg down in time and made a nice save.
That's a good-looking combination, too. Hawerchuk and Yzerman. 2 snipers there.
Now we got a new combination, Oates, Lindros, and Luc Robitaille. We'll put Big Eric on the left side and see what he can do. That's a ploy the Soviets brought over to our hockey, was sticking a right winger on left wing so he can get that shot off as the puck comes across the ice. Puck shot back into the Soviet end. They get it back at center ice. Seamak over to number 12, Kadyrov. Seamak out in front of the net. Adam Oates has it. Lindros on his left. Lindros can't control it. Play scrambling in the center ice area now. Robitaille. Oates a backhand. Tried to get Lindros open. Murphy. Lindros dumps it in. And Adam Oates goes after it. Lindros behind the net. It's like a big truck coming in there. Out in front, and Robitaille couldn't get it as he was hit in there by Zidek. And Lindros hit us another one. He's on a mission tonight.
Taking the body. The crowd loves it.
Kinnis racing for the puck with number 19, Lomakin. Kinnis back to his partner, Tinordi. Over to Roberts. Roberts had his head up and got his stick up in Mironov's face. Smith hits Mironov on the boards. The Soviet loses his hockey stick. Sutter. Nice feed. Tokket being hooked. Canadian keeps his cool though and picks it back up. Fires it into his own bench almost. Good checking by Tokket as he takes number 26, Samnov, into the boards. It's one thing Mike Keane is looking for is good discipline, Paul.
Looks like this team has it.
A shot, Kozlov. Oh, a nice save by Ränford. The Tokket could have gotten up and punched the guy in the head, but he kept his cool. Got up, and now he's here to create another scoring chance. Sutter goes behind the net out in front. Team Canada has to be careful now. We got a break here. Soviet all by himself. Coffee falls down, and a penalty to the Soviets, a trip, as Coffee was tripped going backwards.
There's a break. Soviet was breaking in all alone, but the penalty called.
That's Kozlov, his second of the game. 4:45 left in the second period. Let's see what kind of power play Team Canada puts on the ice. Lindros out there with Grettzky.
And here comes the replay of the trip.
Once in the middle of your screen as Coffey's going backwards, and definitely tripped to the blue line. It's a little poke behind the back of the knee, that's all you need, but...
Give him 4.5 on that one.
Yeah. The referee was right there. Paul Stewart. All NHL referees linesman today. Grettzky now with a break. Fires it off the boards to Larmer. Canada on the power play. Fedorov, though, shoots it down the ice, and Paul Coffey goes back to set it up as Bill Ränford stops it for him. Coffey behind the net. Up the center ice. Coffey now makes a nice move. Skates through. Lindros had Larmer all by himself in front. Lindros still works for it. Kicks it back to Grettzky on the point. Over to Mackinnis, and it comes out. Canada has to be careful they don't get sloppy here in the power play. Back to Mackinnis. A blast! Oh, right by the net. Margie didn't even see that one.
Can he ever shoot it? What a howitzer.
Grettzky tips it through, and Fedorov will just skate around with it. Might even come back into his own end. He dumps it off to Coffey. Now Grettzky intercepts it. Here they come. To Lindros, to Grettzky. Back to Lindros. Oh, he tried to stuff it in the short side. And a nice save by Martin as he trapped it again. But Eric Lindros gets another big hand from this crowd. Shades of Lemieux and Grettzky in the '87 Cup.
What a move by Eric there. Just couldn't deke out Marine.
If he scores, the roof will go off this place. He's come so close. Player of the game so far, I think, for Team Canada.
And here comes the replay of Eric and his magic. Grettzky with the puck. Back to Grettzky.
Oh, just turned the Soviet defenseman inside out.
The old give and go.
I've seen him on those plays with Oshawa go around the net and try to stuff it in the side when the goalie's jammed up so close. Thought he might have done that, but he tried to just slip it into the corner there.
I think he's been watching Wayne Grettzky a bit, learning a bit from him.
Nobody better. It's number 2. Motzkov shoots it down. Kovlenko against Smith. Smith, a big, strong defenseman with the Edmonton Oilers. Claude Lemieux was watching his man, didn't see the puck. Here comes Canada. Hawerchuk now out of his end. Makes a nice move at the blue line, dumps it in. Lemieux goes after it. Lemieux does what he does best and gets in there and gets a stick in the back or something just to throw the defenseman off the play. Steve Smith drops it to Larry Murphy. A shot out. Kasatonov shoots it back in. It's going to be offside. Referee or linesman still has his hand up, but they get it out. Steve Yzerman now at center ice. 2:55 left in the second period. A tie hockey game. Canada still on the power play for 4 seconds. Hawerchuk just stands there. Nobody goes by him. Over to Paul Coffey now. Wheels. He comes in. Coffey out in front. Oh, Yzerman just couldn't get his stick fully on the puck and just dribbled by the net. Corson intercepts the puck at center ice. Corson tries to bull his way out. Oates just misses the corner. Back to Coffey now. Team Canada setting things up out in front. Oh, and Oates misses again. Nice setup by Claude Lemieux. No penalty on the play as the Soviet defenseman was all over Adam Oates. Oates out in front again. Back to Coffey. The shot just misses the corner, and it goes out over the blue line with 2 minutes and 6 seconds left. Fans giving Team Canada a big hand for a good offensive display. Just can't find that net yet.
It was a better power play there, though. Get a couple more chances, we might score one.
Soviets intercept. This is when they're dangerous. Lomakin goes after it. Still has the puck. Still has it out in front. Canada 3-on-1. Luc Robitaille with Lemieux. Robitaille. Nice play by number 16, Alexander Galchenyuk to get back and break up that play. Galchenyuk has it now. Lomakin, always dangerous with that puck. Cuts around, backhand, and Team Canada comes out. End-to-end action, Paul, as we go down the ice with Luc Robitaille. Robitaille, a little backhand, intercepted by Lomakin, and he's just going to get off the ice and dump it down for an icing.
Good couple minutes of hockey there.
Not bad at all.
End-to-end action.
I can hardly wait for the real tournament to begin to make things count for real points in the standings.
Another guy who looks good out there today is Adam Oates. We can see why he had 90 assists this past NHL season, 115 points, St. Louis Blues, but he's saying, where's Brett Hull, my buddy?
That's right. Well, if they can find a sniper for him to put out there with him, a guy like maybe a Stevie Thomas who's not playing tonight or somebody like that, who knows? Sutter now out there. Loses the face-off, and Tinordi can't keep it in, and we've got another face-off on the offside. 1:01 left in the second period. A much better period than the first period. I think they both took 20 minutes to wake up and get their legs. And we should be in for one heck of a third period.
Only one goal, but as we say, a lot better period. Nobody can tell these two teams it's exhibition hockey.
Anybody who was worried about the Soviets not being in shape or being ready, well, see this afternoon that they're ready to go. Last minute to go with the second period. 2-2 tie at Copps Coliseum. The Soviets and Team Canada getting ready for the Canada Cup. Tinordi handed out a bone-crushing check early in the second period. Caught one of the Soviets with his head down at the center ice line. Murphy just dumps it down the middle of the ice, and it could be over for icing, but not quite, as number 6, Filimonov, gets back. 24 for Korov. He has one of the Soviet goals. Grettzky out there for Team Canada. 20 seconds left. Get another shot at it here. Murphy up to Grettzky, and two-line pass as Tinordi just didn't get over the blue line far enough.
15 seconds left there, Bob, before the second intermission. Coming up in the second intermission, Gareth Bond will be speaking with somebody that everybody should be interested in. Number 88, Eric Lindros, and backup goalie Sean Burke. Should be some interesting discussion there.
Well, I know Gareth is looking forward to talking to the young Lindros, and he's got quite a career ahead of him. He's out for the face-off now with Grettzky and Larmer. And Grettzky ties up his man, Kovalenko. Smith goes back, and another whistle as they tie up there in the skates. Interesting to hear what the two coaches have to say after the hockey game as far as what this game means and what they were looking for.
I think they're learning a lot about both their teams here.
Exactly. Team Canada has a lot of players that Mr. Tikhonov has never seen before, especially the goaltending. As Steve Smith gets into it there with Kristich. Kristich with the Washington Capitals this year, so I'll remember that when the 92 season heats up again, and they'll keep looking out for each other. But we have a 2-2 tie after 40 minutes of play and a good period of hockey. Both teams finally found their legs, Paul. The Soviets especially turned it on there in the middle of the second period, and they tied the game up. And then Team Canada had some great scoring chances, but just some great goaltending at the Soviet end.
That's right, Bob. A lot better period. I think it's going to shape up to be a fantastic third period.
This is Sean Burke of the New Jersey Devils, formerly of the Toronto Marlboros. He's a Toronto native, and with the '83 Olympics in Calgary and the gold medal squad, 1987 Izvestia. That's quite a number of things you've got going for you there, Sean.
Well, I've been pretty lucky so far. I've had a chance to play in the Olympics, a lot of international experience, and then to be able to play in the NHL for 4 years now. You know, I feel pretty lucky that I've had a chance to do a lot of those things.
Well, this is your first time with the Canada Cup squad. Some feelings about all the players around you, the effect it has on you.
Well, I think it's a big challenge. I mean, it's a lot of fun so far. You're here competing, you know, first to make the team, and you're against the best players in the league, and then hopefully you make the club, and then you get a chance to play with all those players. So it's quite a challenge, and it's something that you look forward to because, you know, as an athlete, you want to see just you know, how good you can be, and these are the type of players you have to play against.
Now, Coach Mike Keenan, of course, threw a new wrinkle into training camp this year. Everybody headed up to Collingwood.
Yeah, we you know, we had a good week up there. It was a chance to break up the monotony of a long training camp. And, you know, it's just one of those things that camp's long. It's hard fought. A lot of guys fighting for jobs, but you know, they've thrown in a few fun things to do, and they've made it really enjoyable. And so far, it's been a lot of fun.
Can you make a comparison for us, the difference between, let's say, World Championships as to the Canada Cup so far?
Well, you know, just I think just the magnitude, the interest as far as Canadians go, or as far as North America goes. The World Championships are a great tournament, and you know, you have all the great teams there, but Canada, you know, doesn't have a chance to send their best team, and neither does the U.S. because a lot of the best players are still in the playoffs. So the Canada Cup is the best of the best, I guess, and you know, the interest is great in North America because you have all the great players playing.
How do you rate our chances?
Well, I would have to say that, you know, I mean, there's a lot of good teams here, but, you know, Canada is going to be there when it counts, I think. And, you know, it's just a matter of getting the team to gel together and be able to go out there every night and do a good job.
Just one other thing. We keep hearing all these trade rumors about Sean Burke coming to Toronto. Any comment?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if any of those rumors right now are going to come true. I do know that if it happened and I was to come to Toronto, I'd be very happy about it. But for now, I'm still part of New Jersey, and it's kind of hard to concentrate on anything else in the Canada Cup at the moment.
A lot of players seem to feel that coming to the Canada Cup is a big help to their future careers and, of course, to the season that's coming up. Some of them say it hurts. How do you feel about it?
Well, for myself, I don't think there's any way it can hurt. You know, last year for me wasn't the greatest year, and this is a chance to get started off the new season on the right foot, and you know, be able to come here and make yourself a better hockey player. Sure, it's a tough grind, and you know, it's a lot of hockey prior to the regular season, but you know, I think you're going to come out of this camp in better shape. You're going to have a chance to compete against the best players. And for myself, there's no question that I'm happy to be here and looking forward to it.
That's great. Thanks very much, Sean, for your time.
Thank you, Gareth.
Well, thank you very much, Gareth. We're back ready for the third period. As you see the score, 2-2, heading into the final 20 minutes of play. And ball picked up a little bit in the second period, and hopefully we can get her going just as well in the third period.
A much better period, Bob. I think we're in store for a great third period. Shots on goal in the second period. Canada had 12 on Marьин. The USSR had 8 on Bill Ränford. Penalties, 2, both to the Soviet Union. Team Canada still looking for their first power play goal, although they did come closer that period. A far cry from 4 years ago, Bob, when the Russians came in here and beat us 9-4 in the exhibition game.
Put the fear of God into the Team Canada players, and it smartened them up a bit. But a good hockey game so far. And a new line again with Korson at center, with Grettzki and Larmer on the wings. Kristich out there with Kovalenko and number 22, Butseyev at center ice. Playing away now in the third period. A 2-all hockey game at Koff's Coliseum between the Soviets and Team Canada. Larmer goes after the puck. Kасatonov with the New Jersey Devils brings the puck up for the Soviets. Sayev spins around at center, has the puck, a shot, and Ränford takes it in the stomach and hangs on for a face-off.
Looks like both goalies are going to go all the way today.
Yeah, that's good for them because it gives them a shot at showing what they've got for a whole game as opposed to a period and a half or whatever. They can concentrate better and put in a better performance. And Bill Ränford's made some big saves, and so has Marьin down at the other end. He could be the starting goalie. I don't know the way he's played today. It's hard to see anybody better than him right now.
They both look very good. Marьin turning aside 21 shots so far, or make that 20 shots so far.
The three goalies here for the Soviet Union, Trefilov and Shetlevenko. Hard to say some of these names. I've practiced all week.
Hope he doesn't start.
And Marьin, so Margin's in today. Puck goes behind the net to Steve Smith now. Off the boards, Team Canada just gets the puck out. Early in the third period. Gary Roberts lost the puck but picks it up now. Over to Steve Yzerman. Jams on the brakes out in front. McKinnis shoots. Oh, and tipped wide by Lemieux, and a penalty coming up to the Soviets. Yeah, they touch the puck, and we have another power play.
Here we go once again. The Team Canada power play.
Right off the bat, same as the second period, and it looks like he's coming to the box. Number 22, Butseyev. No, he's not. Nobody wants to go to the box.
Who is it?
But Vyacheslav
Me?
finally heads over. So in the power play, we've got Grettzky, Lemieux, Yzerman. Big Mackinnis on the point with Coffey. Two of the best point men in the world, I guess you'd have to say, with Coffey moving it up and Mackinnis with that shot.
They should be able to set up something here.
Coffey makes the move over to Mackinnis. Nice pass wide to Grettzky off his skate, and here come the Soviets. Lemieux comes back to cover his man. That's number 21, Seamak. He's pulled down and no penalty on the play. Grettzky over to Yzerman. Yzerman bursts around, jams the brakes on again. Back to Grettzky on the point. Coffey, Mackinnis to Coffey. Coffey out in front. A shot. Another rebound. And Tarasenov almost shot it in his own net ball. He was trying to clear the pocket. The goalie made a great save on him.
Just running around there.
He'll have a few words to say to his defenseman after the game. Those defensemen, they try to get on the scoreboard any way they can, whether it's their team or the other team. Here we come through center ice. Coffey loses the puck. Picked up by Larmer. And the Soviets shoot it down the ice. Team Canada having trouble getting going. Now Murphy and Coffey to the Pittsburgh Penguins on this team. Paul Coffey up through center over to Hawerchuk, and he can't control it, and the Soviets shoot it back down with 46 seconds left in the power play.
Once again, an anemic power play.
Murphy now up to Steve Larmer. Larmer fires it down the ice around the boards. Hawerchuk goes for it. He stops it. Lindros picks it up off the boards. Tarasenov could be. No, it wasn't gloved ahead with the. So the ref just keeps the play going. Hawerchuk fighting for it. Comes over to Murphy, a race for the puck. Lindros lets it go around the net. Maybe should have stopped it. Fights for it. Still in there. Still going for it. A big crowd. Murphy picks it up behind the net now. Team Canada trying to set up with 5 seconds left in the power play. A shot. Tinordi, and a nice save. Rebound. Canada keeps it in. Tinordi. Fedorov. We've got a 3-on-1. The Soviets come down. Nice save by Bill Ränford as he holds his team in the game in there. And we have a face-off with 16:53 left in the hockey game. 2-2 tie between Team Canada and the Soviet Union. This is the Labatt Canada Cup on TV Hamilton Cable 14. An exciting hockey game so far. Kind of a slow period. Team Canada took a 2-1 lead on goals by Grettzky and Roberts. Let's see that save again by Bill Ränford. Kept his team in the game. Well, there's the save by the Soviet goaltender. Here come the Soviets now. So both goaltenders strong in this game today. It's going to be a tough choice for the coaches to make as to who the #1 goaltenders are. Kristich takes a shot. Saved by Ränford. Rebound comes out. Team Canada defense doing well, keeping their men tied up. Off the boards. Tokket goes after it. Nice try by Rick Tokket. Couldn't control it though. Smith loses his stick. Kristich goes down. Mackinnis watches him. Mironov over to Kovlenko. Oh, a shot, and Bill Ränford holds his ground, gets up again, and a nice play by Steve Smith to hold his man in the corner. Tokket gets control, gets hit at the blue line. As Kristich gets the worst of that one. Kovlenko, it's a move and a wrist shot. High, just misses the net. Kristich has got to be tired. He tried to get over, couldn't get over in time. No icing on the play as Робитайл goes after it, hits his man. Tokket out in front, and Yzerman went by the play. And here we go. Here's a breakaway for Kadyrov. Nice play by Coffey to get back, and a beautiful play by Paul Coffey. But we're going to have a holding penalty on that play.
Nice play, but a penalty on that one, Bob.
Coffey showed his speed and saved the goal, probably.
Fans are booing, but I think that one was warranted.
Of course, we all remember Paul Coffey and the great play he made in '84 when he came back on that play and broke up the Soviet 2-on-1 and then went down the ice and they scored that goal.
That was quite an exciting game, wasn't it? The semi-final game?
That was, then Bossy tipped his shot in from the point.
It's nice to,
let's check it out now. Coffey just comes out of nowhere.
And hog ties him.
Questionable, but we'll give it to them. Team Canada's gotten away with a few penalties here, I think, tonight.
I think both teams have ref bearing the whistle a bit. 2 minutes for mugging, I think, was that call.
Shot from the point. Ränford makes the save and hangs on. Big number 8 to Tarayanov.
Now, can the Soviets score on the power play?
Well, we'll see. We haven't done too much tonight. It's Tarayanov, a big guy. 195 out on that blue line. Played for Washington this year. 8 goals, 15 assists. Not bad for his first year in the NHL, getting used to all the playing and everything. And intercepted and shot down the ice by Eric Dejardin. And the Soviets now come up on the power play. Number 21, Simak, takes his shot. Yzerman almost steals it for the breakaway. To Tarayanov, wrist shot, and Ränford makes a save. And there's Team Canada clearing the players out from in front of the net.
Nice shot by Tarayanov, working his way into the middle of the ice there. Fans will remember him from 1986 when the World Junior Hockey Tourney was hosted here at Coliseum. He was a big part of the Russian gold medal team.
As we said, Paul, a new era for the Soviets. The Krutovs, Larionovs, and they're gone. Now it's time for the Simaks and the
Lomakin
and those kind of players who've been around in the middle years. Now it's their turn to lead this team. Back on the point now. To Tarayanov, shoots it across. Simak has it. Takes a shot on net out in front. And a nice save by Ränford again. As the puck is cleared down, and that was Kaderov all alone. And here comes Smith. Grettzky scores! Wayne Grettzky gives Canada a 3-2 lead with 14:42 left in the third period.
Nice goal by Grettzky. Great setup by Steve Smith. What's he doing rushing with the puck?
He didn't know what to do with it. He thought, should I shoot? No. Well, it's Grettzky. I'll pass to him.
And we're going to see the replay here. This is Smith over to Grettzky. Easy. Beating the Soviet goalie Marьin.
Wayne Grettzky, his second goal of the game from Steve Smith. And as we said, Smith sort of looked like he was out of place there.
With number 5, Smith. Who is that?
He said, I can't shoot it. I got Wayne Grettzky out there. Number 99,
Steve Smith.
5:18 time of the goal. Canada takes a 3-2 lead. This should open things up now as both teams turn on the Jets now. Here we go. Soviets coming out. Larmer intercepts it to Grettzky, and he dumps it in. Melikov with the puck. Over to number 16, Alexander Galchenkin. He shoots it in. Ränford makes the save. Round on the boards. Larmer just gets it out to Grettzky. A 3-on-1 for Team Canada, and Grettzky just couldn't control it. Tripped over the old blue line.
That'll get you every time.
Paint those lines thick here in Hamilton. And Wayne gets a big hand as he heads off the ice. Probably his best game that we've seen so far. Lomakin. Oh, and he gets nailed by Tinordi again. And no doubt that Mark's going to make this team. You can bet the Soviets will be talking about him after. Same with this number 88, Lindros. I think it's a toss-up now between Grettzky and Lindros for player of the game. Grettzky with 2 goals. Unless Eric can pull off something here.
Maybe a tie. How's that?
Here goes Hawerchuk full speed. And Lindros takes out his man in the corner. Big Eric lumbers down the ice. Likes to throw his shoulder in every time he gets a chance. Tinordi. Lindros picks it off the Soviet skip. Hawerchuk out in front. Murphy, oh, and he couldn't get it. Murphy hooks the goaltender, but here come the Soviets. Hawerchuk better get back. Kozlov, nice play. That's Paul Coffey again. Coffey certainly doesn't look out of place, Paul.
Canadian defense looking very good out there today. Larry Murphy had a nice shot there.
Here's Coffey, takes out his man nicely along the boards. Prokhorov. And Coffey has the puck. Here comes number 55, Murphy. Dumps it in the corner. Sutter goes for it. Picks it up on the rebound off the board. Sutter tried to shovel it back into the corner. And Eric Dejardin picks it up at center ice. Over to his partner, Coffey. Up to Sutter. They dump it in. Tokket goes for it. Tokket in for the puck. First one in. Robitaille off the boards. Tokket has it. Looking for someone to pass to. Circles around. Shot. Oh, the goaltender didn't even see that one. Hit the Soviet on the shoulder, I think, out in front, and it goes all the way down the ice as Coffey tried to get that pass from Rick Tokket. 12:03 left in this third period.
Team Canada starting to take control.
Coffey heads off for a rest. Gretcki out there again. Gretcki couldn't get a stick on it. Sticks come up. Butseyev goes after it. Desjardins is a big kid. He likes to hit. Turns around. Nice play by the young Montreal Canadian defenseman. 2-on-1 Team Canada. Tokket over to Robitaille. Back to Tokket, and he's hooked in front. And we've got a penalty coming to the Soviets with 11:35 left in the third period. Team Canada leading 3-2.
Once again, a power play, Bob. That last goal by Gretcki, we should mention, was a short-handed effort. So we can't score when we have the power play, but we can score when we're short-handed. Does that make sense?
Maybe we should play that way all the way. A great shift by Rick Tokket. He just dug and dug and dug, and he caused that penalty. Let's see it again. It was a nice flip, too, as a matter of fact. Here he is in front, and he gets turned around, and whoop, there he goes, and there.
That was a nice
penalty. Kovlenko in the penalty box. So we've got Korson, Gretcki, Mackinnis, Coffey, and Dale Hawerchuk, and Steve Larmер. He looks pretty good tonight. He's out there and getting his chances, and Hawerchuk's impressed me tonight. I mean, he had that bad season 2 years ago and got things together with Buffalo last year, and it looks like he's ready to be a leader again this year on this team.
I think Hawerchuk's going to be a big force. He was on the team in '87.
People say, he might be too old, but
still looks good to me.
Korson now with the puck to Gretcki behind the net, his favorite spot. He checks it out, gets checked behind the net. Mackinnis cuts in, helps out, over to Gretcki. And it's slapped down the ice as Korson couldn't control his man. Gretcki and Korson talking as they head back down the ice to set things up. Soviets change their penalty killing. 1:30 left in. Coffey on the fly now. Paul Coffey. Little Larmер couldn't control it. Korson cuts in. Korson in there with two Soviets, and they'll shoot it down the ice again. Paul Coffey reminds me of Bobby Orr, the way he just skates down the ice so fast, and he's there before you know it.
He just turns on the jets, and nobody can touch him.
Here he goes again. Paul Coffey, chance to break through the middle. Dumps it in. Oates goes after it. He can't get to it in time, though. Mackinnis at the point. Out in front, and he tried to pass it over to, I think that was Sutter in front of the net. For Hawerchuk. And a good grab by a fan.
Canadian power play seems to be getting better all the time. 57 seconds left here in the Soviet penalty. Fans are waiting for Mackinnis to crank it up, I think. Every time he gets the puck, the excitement just goes through the crowd. Waiting for that big shot. It's funny, when he was in junior hockey, he wasn't that big. He was kind of a scrawny, tall kid. Never really did weights or anything, and didn't really have a chance the first training camp in Calgary, but then he started to pump up the weights and put on some upper body strength, and now he's got the best shot in the NHL. He's put on the beef, hasn't he? Lindros out there on the power play with Oates and Hawerchuk. Those are two good guys to be out with. Lindros wins the draw, back to Coffey. Lindros still in front of the net, tips it. Oh, it almost goes in. Out to front, and Lindros was tied up in front. Even though he's being checked, he managed to get the puck onto his stick on that play, and the Soviets come back. Around the boards they go with 38 seconds left in the Team Canada power play. Canadians set things up. Hawerchuk to Lindros. Lindros breaking down the wing. Off the boards, a nice play to Oates. To Coffey. Can't control it. And the Soviets shoot it down again.
Hawerchuk and Oates head to the box. Lindros on the wing. Tinordi gets to it just in time with Yzerman. Soviet grabs the puck and shoots it back down with his hand, so we have a whistle. 8 seconds left in the penalty to Kovalenko.
Once again, it looks like we're going to be shut out on the power play. Don't like to keep harping on the fact, but
it'll come though.
Special teams, very important part. You got to score when you have the power play.
Power plays take a while sometimes to get the right combination, and I'm sure Mike Keenan will have the guys he wants by the time this tournament starts. And the Soviets now at full strength again. Larry Murphy brings the puck up to center. He'll dump it in. Behind the net, shot around the boards. Team Canada with it now. Steve Yzerman circles around, makes a nice move out there against his teammate Fedorov for the Soviets. Off the boards, Yzerman tries to pick it up. Goes in against number 9, Kozlov. Here comes Roberts throwing his weight around. Yzerman still fights for it. He's still going for it. Yzerman and Roberts crashes his man on the boards, and that's boarding, and he's gone for 2. And the Soviets don't like that one too much.
I think that's a questionable call. Gary Roberts throwing his weight around again and has to take a penalty for it. I think that was a clean check.
It's hard to say. When the guy's turning along watching the puck, at one point his back's right to you, and that's sort of when Roberts hit him.
Questionable.
Question.
Gary Roberts still flying around out there. And we're going to see the replay
here. Yzerman working hard. I think Steve wants to make this team.
Oh, I think he will.
Now watch the puck will come over. Here comes Roberts. As I said, he was turning at the moment he got hit, so it's hard to say. And I don't think Paul Stewart had much choice but to call that one. They're trying to crack down on that in the NHL.
Okay, we'll give him that one.
Okay. 3-2. The Team Canada leads it with 8:49 left in the third period. Dejardin. To Grettzky. Grettzky tries to shoot it in. Kristich would save now, goes after it, and Dejardin shoots it down the ice. Good to see Mike Keenan having some faith in Dejardin, putting him out on the penalty killing.
Even though he's young, he doesn't look out of place, does he?
That's right. He's going to be a good one for the Canadians. Good save now with the puck, dumps it in. Ränford makes the easy save, and he's going to hang on for a face-off as Kristich came in from the left wing.
1:23 remaining in the Team Canada penalty to Gary Roberts. Nice crowd turning out today, 11,682. Not bad at all for an exhibition game.
Yeah, end of summertime, and fans are enjoying the game, and they've been in it ever since the opening face-off. We've seen some good body checks tonight. We've seen some great goaltending saves, and getting the fans ready for the Canada Cup.
It's been a good exhibition game.
We have to get warmed up too, as well as the players. We've been sitting all summer doing nothing, and now we get back into the hockey. Murphy taken out of the play. A shot. Soviets try to jam it in. Nice save by Ränford. Back to Terinov. Shoots. Oh, a beautiful block by Tinordi. Team Canada tries to block the puck. Tinordi saves another one. No doubt about it, Paul. Mark Tinordi has made this hockey team, I think.
He's had a good game today.
Big young kid. 52 seconds left in the power play. The Soviets on the move now as they come in. Over to number 12, Kadyrov. Out in front, Simak. And it's shot down the ice by Team Canada. Grettzky and Larmер. And they're always dangerous. There's Grettzky. Tried to get it. Larmер couldn't get a stick on it. Let's not forget we have Dirk Graham out, still not playing. One of the best defensive forwards in the NHL. Steve Thomas, a shot. Nice save by Bill Ränford on a save by Andreevsky.
We can make a pretty good lineup, or a good line with the guys that aren't playing today for Team Canada.
Let's see that save by Ränford. He held his ground, and a nice save by Bill. Keeps his team in the game, and he stumbles back and
very acrobatic.
You like it. TV save, we used to call those. Remember Jacques Plante when he used to do those? Big save, and the glove would go up in the air. And
that's what the fans pay to see.
Say some of the players not playing. We got Theron Fleury, Graham, McCowan, Thomas, Clark, Brendan Shanahan. So some young guys waiting to get into the action before the tournament starts. Soviets now 6 seconds left in their power play. That's number 16, Galchenyuk. He goes behind. Picks it up, and we're all even again. Roberts out of the penalty box. Eisenman out there. So Ränford clears it off to his defenseman, Steve Smith. And the Soviets come right back in. A little dump and chase. You wouldn't see the Soviets do that 10 years ago. Now they've adapted to the NHL game.
They're learning.
We learned from them, they learned from us. And here comes Roberts. Nice move. Tries to get around Д.Миронов. Out in front. Nice play by Tokket. And a big hit at the blue line by Roberts. Zainov comes over the blue line, and Rick Tokket shoots it down the ice. We've got an offside.
6:07 left in the third period, Bob. 3-2 Team Canada, trying to hang on here.
Wayne Grettzky 2 goals, including the leading goal in the third period, on a nice play by Steve Smith to set him up. Oates out there with Tokket and Luc Robitaille. Paul Coffey shoots it down the ice. Tokket goes after it. Kravchuk up the boards. Dejardin picks it up, and he's going to cut in, give it a shot here. Nice backhand. Robitaille being held by Fedorov. Fedorov working on the boards. Tokket after him. Robitaille, Tokket now against Fedorov. Tokket still working for the puck out in front to Oates. He couldn't get a stick on it. And Paul Coffey picks it up off the boards. Luc Robitaille going in. Robitaille with a chance, a shot, and he just missed the top corner. It was all the way down the ice. No icing on the play. Dejardin goes after it. That's number 24 for Korov. He has a goal. And Team Canada gets it out with 5:14 left in this third period.
Luc Robitaille also impressing today.
Here's Lindros. Shot, a nice save, rebound. Back to Murphy. Out in front, and he missed by a mile, but Lemieux goes after it, hits his man. Lindros out in front. Shoot! Eric Lindros, he had to get one. Nice play. You just knew it was coming.
What a nice setup, Bob. Eric Lindros maybe salting this game away for Team Canada. Putting Canada ahead 4-2. We're going to see it on the replay here.
Here it is on the replay. Lindros blasted one there and then hangs around the net. Here he's in the center area. Nice play by Claude Lemieux. Good work there. And there goes Eric. Bingo.
Beauty.
4-2 Team Canada with 4:55 left. Well, now we got a battle again between Grettzky and Lindros for player of the game, I think, Paul.
It's going to be tough to pick him, isn't it?
Lindros has to be pumped up about that one. He scored against one of the best hockey teams in the world. Lindros now 2-goal lead for Team Canada. Nice play by Claude Lemieux to hustle on that puck and get it into Robitaille. There's Tinordi again. He's crashing every Soviet he gets a chance to hit. Murphy now. Back to Lemieux. Soviets starting to look. Corson gets hit from behind. And we've got a face-off. 4:26 left.
And no boos for Eric Lindros. The crowd just went crazy on that goal. Finally got one after working hard all game long.
It's hard not to see a mirror image of Mario Lemieux right now with number 88 out there. I mean, and he likes to hit as well. And
it really is. He's got the size. Looks good out there with Grettzky.
You say he's like a Mario with a mean streak. And we saw Mario get mean in the Stanley Cup playoffs. I mean, he was hitting people. I don't know if he was frustrated more than mean.
Came back from that injury and he fitted right in there.
We'll see what happens. His stock just went up a bit more now. There's Mackinnis at the blue line. Takes out his man, Kristich. Steve Smith fires it down the ice. Tokket goes after it. He's working hard again. Hawerchuk in there. Kristich now shoots it up to number 14. D.Mironov, he hasn't seen too much ice time. D.Mironov a shot. Ränford an easy save. Mackinnis tips it out. Kovalenko. He can't do anything with it. The Soviets tied up. And they keep coming at you. Nice save. Ränford just dribbled by the open corner. Smith goes for it. Still can't get it out. Works on it. And we've got a penalty coming up as Mackinnis trips his player.
Chance for the Russians to get a bit closer here.
Because we're also talking about players of the game. Both goaltenders, Paul, have played well tonight.
They have.
Billy Ränford could be the #1 goalie the way he's played. He's made some excellent saves. And we saw what he did with the Edmonton Oilers in the Stanley Cup.
I think he'll get a lot of votes here today.
Maybe it's time for some of the new guard in Team Canada as well to take over and start showing what they have. Let's check it out now. The Soviets keep pressing. And it was just dribbled by that corner. A little bit of luck too helps.
Never hurts.
Team Canada now with the man in the box as we go at it. 3:28 left in the third. Kravchuk now shot. Big save Ränford. Another shot missed by a mile. That was Filimonov. Kravchuk at the point. Soviets can't control it. Fedorov taken out by Coffee. Coffee loses his stick. Grettzky tries to get it back to him. Shot at the point. Ränford a save. Rebound. Coffee all over his man. Good checking by Paul Coffee. Here we go again. Fedorov a shot. Went for the top corner and Coffee gets it down the ice. Grettzky has a chance for a break here. Tries to check the goaltender and he falls down. Better safe than sorry, I think, on that play.
Wise play by the Soviet goalie, seeing Grettzky come in on you. Better cover up. If he doesn't have the puck, he can't score.
That's true. You never know, though. 1:19 left in the power play for the Soviets. 2:50 left in the third period. Time starting to run out on the Russian players.
Looking back at the 87 edition of the Cup there, Bob, the Russians went 3-1-1 in the round-robin play. Their only loss came to Sweden, a 5-3 setback. Team Canada, the only unbeaten team in the round-robin portion, 3 wins, 2 ties. And the Canada and Soviets played to a 3-all tie in that round-robin portion of the tournament.
Going back over the tournaments, 1984 was the best year for the Soviets, 5-0. The other years they were 3-1-1 in 81. That's the year they won it. They beat Canada 8-1 in the final. We all don't like to remember that game. And 76, they were 2-2-1 and missed the final. Canada beat the Czechs when Sittler popped that goal by the goaltender for a 6-5 victory that night. That was a goal we remember too.
Oh yeah. I don't think the Soviets are going to miss the playoff portion this year.
2:37 now left in the third period, and nice play. Tokket almost intercepted. Comes down the ice. C-Mac with the puck. Dumps it around the board. Soviets on the power play. 56 seconds. Team Canada working hard, though. Murphy clears it out. Corson and K.Lemьe now on the penalty killing unit. Two former Montreal Canadian partners out there. Corson still with the Habs. Lemieux with the Devils. Corson taking in the boards heavily. But waste some time. 34 seconds left in the power play. C-Mac takes a nice smack on the arm from Claude Lemieux. C-Mac still with the puck. And Murphy takes it off of him. Gets it out, and it's tipped out over the blue line by Shane Corson. Team Canada makes a change now. 21 seconds. Adam Oates tries to pick it up. Robitaille dumps it down the ice, and it's looking good for Team Canada, Paul. A good showing tonight.
Just killing time here.
A little slow start, but starting to get some lines together. Adam Oates has had a good game. He's out there checking. I've been impressed by number 16, Alexander Galchenyuk, for the Soviets.
He's been all over the ice.
Good young Soviets, got good skating speed. 1:20 left now. Team Canada kills off the penalty. Robitaille goes after it. Up on the boards, Mironov makes a nice move at center ice. Shot blocked. Smith didn't see it. Took out his man anyways. Good defensive play. Robitaille tries to get it across. Lindros on the ice, and they dump it down. Lindros looking for one more hit, I think. He's on the wing. There he goes. Nice play. Sutter dumps it in. Робитайл after it. Team Canada intercepts Sutter. 34 seconds left in the hockey game. Murphy dumps it in. And Робитайл again. I've never seen Luke so aggressive in a hockey game.
No.
Out front. Oh, Sutter just misses on a great chance by Lindros. Sutter still with it. And they clear it off. 17 seconds left. Team Canada leading 4-2. And it looks like we're going to get a victory here in this exhibition game. Crowd starting to pick things up a bit. Tinotti out there jumps it down the ice. 3, 2, 1. And there we go. Team Canada wins it by a score of 4-2.
Nice win for Team Canada today. Very impressive.
Got to give them a big lift. The Soviets had most of their big guns in the lineup and had a good second period, but in the third, it was Grettzki who turned it on with a shorthanded goal. Gave Canada a 3-2 lead, and then Eric Lindros put it away. He had to score. I mean, he did everything else tonight. May as well put it in the net.
They owed him that one. What can you say about Eric today? Just a great show for him.
He's made the team. Tinotti played a really strong game on defense. Hit a number of Soviets. Jarred their teeth, as a matter of fact, I'm sure. He made the team. Ränford played well in net. So did the other goaltender.